Hello everybody, Naughty President back with another ranking list video. Sonic the Hedgehog has been around since 1991 and has had lots and lots of games throughout its entire lifespan. And throughout those games, I'm here to break down my top 10 picks for the best Sonic games throughout the entire franchise. Now arguably there's a lot of games that are excellent and there's a lot of not so great games, but there is one staple I will always say about Sonic the Hedgehog is that Sonic the Hedgehog always has great music, even if it's a bad game. Now keep in mind these are my personal opinions, so if you do not see your favorite Sonic game on this list, that is okay. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, so please do not give me too much hate on my list. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. Number 10 on my list is Sonic CD. Now this game, I know, has a lot of mixed feelings within the Sonic community. Sonic CD was the third game that the Sega franchise decided to release in 1993. The thing about Sonic CD is it was the first time they tried to introduce time traveling into the mix of Sonic games. This was also the introduction to the character Amy and one of my favorite characters in the Sonic franchise, Metal Sonic. The thing I liked about this game was I had lots of good memories of playing this game on the computer growing up as a kid. I enjoyed the time travel aesthetic of the game. I liked the fact that you could play as Sonic and have different outcomes to the levels depending on if you go to the past or into the present. And one of the biggest things I do love about this game was it's one of my favorite sprites for Sonic. I love the figure 8 style running pattern on his feet. It's my favorite style of Sonic. That's why I have a tattoo of Sonic running in that figure 8 style. So like I said, I know this game has a lot of mixed feelings, but I do enjoy this game, so that is why this game is number 10 on my list. Number 9 on my list is Sonic the Hedgehog, the original game in 1991. This was where it all started. This is where I got my love for Sonic the Hedgehog. I got this on the PC as a kid. My mom downloaded it on there and I instantly fell in love with the series. The reason why it's number 9 on my list instead of being much higher, even though it is the original, is because it is the original. What I mean by that is that they have improved so much on the franchise since then that this game is where it started, but there are much better titles out there. But this game is timeless and can be played by any ages. Anybody can pick this game up. It still holds up after 30 years, and it is a fantastic game. There isn't really any negatives to this game. The only thing I can think of is that the pacing in the second level is kind of slow compared to what we experienced for the first time in Green Hills. But other than that, like I said, this game is timeless. It is where it all started, and that is why this game is number 9 on my list. Number 8 on my list is the first Sonic 3D game that we have on this list, and that would be Sonic Colors. Now, Sonic Colors was released on the Nintendo Wii back in the day, and it is one of the first games that is set in outer space. Now, what I mean by that is that it was set in an outer space setting, like in a carnival-style thing. Dr. Eggman baited Sonic and Tails back into his little space fortress and made it all carnival-style aesthetics, and Sonic had to race throughout the lands to save the Wisps, who are little alien creatures from Dr. Eggman, who was trying to control and enslave the Wisps. Now, speaking of the Wisps, one of the cool things about this game was the Wisps themselves. They would give Sonic special powers and abilities to traverse throughout each of the worlds, or acts I should say, and each one had its own separate ability that gave Sonic a boost throughout the levels. The Wisps were a fantastic addition to the Sonic franchise, and they continue even through today, still being a staple in the Sonic universe. One of the other things I loved about Sonic Colors was Sonic Colors had a fantastic soundtrack, like most Sonic games do, but I especially liked the Sonic Colors soundtrack. I also love the carnival aesthetic to this series, to this game, because it was a different, unique style Sonic game that they hadn't done like that. Like, I love the setting, and I never did get to play the Sonic Colors remake that they did, the remaster. I own it, but I still have not played it yet. I plan on playing it sometime on my channel, but for right now, I'm just judging the original Sonic Colors on the Nintendo Wii. So that is why this is number 8 on my list. I love this game, and I can't wait to play the new version. Number 7 on my list is Sonic Generations. Sonic Generations for the longest time was considered one of the best Sonic games of its time. The main appeal to Sonic Generations was that it gave you the best of both worlds. Fans of old school Sonic and fans of new school 3D Sonic both loved Sonic Generations because you could play as two different Sonics. I will say I absolutely loved the 3D Sonic blasting you could do through the levels more than I did the 2D style old school Sonic, because I feel like they did much better of a job on 3D Sonic and Sonic Generations. But the side-scrolling 2D Sonic was also really good. I absolutely loved the dynamic of having two different versions of Sonic having to interact with each other to defeat the bosses in this game. I thought that was a really cool, unique thing that they did, and it just worked really well. They even kept it in throughout later franchises, which didn't do too well, but in future games. But in Sonic Generations, it worked really well. Sonic Generations is actually a pretty competitive game. What I mean by that is that a lot of people use Sonic Generations for completing speed runs, and they'll use that speed run to compete with each other to see who can get through the levels the fastest. They do a lot of those with Sonic Generations because it's so well for speed running. So overall, if you like old school Sonic and new school Sonic with the 3D Sonic, you will love Sonic Generations because it is the best of both worlds, and that is why it is number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list is Sonic Adventure DX. Now, I played the DX version, the director's cut, on the Nintendo GameCube. I actually never played the original Sonic Adventure on the Sega. I only played it on the GameCube. This was the very first time they ever decided to put Sonic in 3D, and it turned out pretty well. I remember playing this game a ton as a kid on the Nintendo GameCube, and I have lots of great memories with this game. Yeah, the controls are a little clunky if you play it in today, but back then, the controls for this game were awesome. This game was great, and it had so many things you could do in this game. One thing that people found out about this game is that you could skip a ton of parts in this game with speedrunning, because they made it where you could just dash into like a roof, and that would just leap you across half the map. And people use this all the time for speedrunning, and that's why there's some records on this game about people beating the levels within like 10 seconds of playing the level. In Sonic Adventure DX, you can play as 6 different characters. You can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, the very first introduction to Big the Cat, and then E1 to Gamma. Those are the 6 characters you could play as, and each one of them had their own story, which I thought was really cool. You could see each story as it progresses through the eyes of each character and how they interact with other characters. I really love the introduction to Chaos in this game as well. You know, you gather the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Each time he absorbs a Chaos Emerald, he turns into a new form of Chaos, and Dr. Eggman uses him to try to take over the world. It was a really cool bad guy that they introduced in this game. Overall, this is just a timeless game that I can always go back to and enjoy anytime I feel nostalgic to be playing this game, because I still own it on the Nintendo GameCube, and I can just pop it into my GameCube and play it anytime I want. That is why this game is number 6 on my list. Number 5 on my list is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the direct sequel from the original game, and was released in 1992. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was the successor for the first game and improved a lot on the original game. In my opinion, they had better level designs, they had better controls. You could play as Tails, or you could have Tails follow you now in this game, and you could even have the introduction to Super Sonic in this game, as long as you gathered all the Chaos Emeralds. If I were to go back and play a Sonic game from the 90s, and I was in the mood to play some classic Sonic, I'd probably pick this game up way before I pick the original up. Even though the original is really good, this game is just much better in my opinion. The only downside of this game I could even think of is that it's still in the era of Sonic games where it doesn't have save files. So if you die, you will have to start the entire game over. And we're going to get save files in later entries, but that is the only downside of this game I can think of. But other than that, this is a fantastic Sonic game, and that is why it is number 5 on my list.
It's time to end this, Sonic.
Number 4 on my list is Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and is widely considered one of the best Sonic games ever made. But on my list, it's at number 4. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is actually the combination of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. They combined them into one video game. This game vastly is better than Sonic the Hedgehog 2 because it improves on the original formula a lot in this game. It was also the very first time they introduced Knuckles to the series. Now, one thing I will say about this game that I absolutely loved is the fact that there's not really any talking in this game or no dialogue, but they tell a story so well just by the visual aspects of this game. You actually know what's going on between Sonic and Knuckles. You can tell they have a rivalry even without knowing what they're saying to each other. And obviously we all know the story of how Knuckles joined the series. Dr. Eggman tricks him into thinking that Sonic is trying to steal the Chaos Emeralds, and Dr. Eggman is actually the one trying to steal them and tricks Knuckles to fight Sonic, and then they end up teaming up to take down Eggman and take back the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald. One of the things they added in this game finally was the ability to have save files, which is a huge deal back in the 90s, because back in the original Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, if you died, you were game over. You had to start over. But now with the introduction to save files, you could start from whatever act you were on and continue on from there, and it was a really big deal back then. Another thing that Sonic 3 and Knuckles added to the Sonic franchise was the introduction to the elemental shields, having the bubble shield, the flame shield, and the lightning shield. Overall, if I were to go back to any 90s game, any 90s Sonic game, I would go back to this one. This is by far the best Sonic game from the 90s, and it is amazing to be able to play as Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails and all have a great adventure taking down Eggman, and that is why this game is number 4 on my list. I cannot stop telling you how much I love this game.
You were lucky, Sonic, but luck can't last forever.
Number 3 on my list is Sonic Unleashed. Now, I know this game is up in the air with a lot of Sonic fans of whether it being a good Sonic game because of the werehog situation of this game, but I absolutely love this game. This is by far one of the best 3D Sonic games that we've ever gotten out of the franchise, in my opinion. There is no better representation of Sonic blasting through levels with his boost gauge than this game. The daytime levels of Sonic Unleashed, where you are just blasting with the boost gauge, look the best out of all Sonic games. It is such a good representation of how fast Sonic is, because you've got debris flying all over the place when you're blasting through everything, and it just looks amazing to be seeing Sonic going that fast and having a good representation of it. Now, I know that the werehog is a touchy subject when it comes to Sonic fans, but I actually enjoyed the werehog. Yes, Sonic is known for his speed, and when he becomes werehog, he is slower and stronger, but hey, I thought he looked amazing. I love the concept of it. It was an original idea that they tried out on this game, and I think it worked out pretty well. I enjoyed being able to slash up my enemies as the werehog during the nighttime levels. I thought it was really cool that you got to have Sonic doing something other than just running fast. Yes, I do like the daytime levels way more because it is Sonic formula that we all know and love, but like I said, the werehog is a cool addition to the game, and the best version of Sonic Unleashed to play if you buy this game is the Xbox 360 version, because the Nintendo Wii version is not as good because there are missing components to the game. This was back in the era where Nintendo was still making their own versions of games that went across multiple different platforms. So, like, a good example of that is Star Wars The Force Unleashed has their own version of the Wii version of that game, just like Sonic Unleashed did. And that's what I'm talking about. So if you ever do get to play this game, I highly recommend playing it on the Xbox 360. So overall, this game is the best representation of Sonic blasting through levels with the boost gauge. The Werehog is not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. So yes, that is why I put this at number 3 on my spot, because I love this game. Number 2 on my list is the best 2D Sonic game we've ever gotten, and that would be Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is the best thing that the Sonic franchise has done in a very long time, over a long period of having mid-tier and mediocre games. In 2017, they decided to go back to their roots to the 2D Sonic and make Sonic Mania, which was their best option that they could have done, in my opinion. Sonic Mania basically went back to its roots and redid the franchise in every right way possible. Everything about this game, if you were an old school Sonic fan, this game has everything you could possibly ever want. You can play as Sonic, you can play as Tails, you can play as Knuckles. You even got DLC characters. You got the Armadillo and you got the Bee. You can play as so many different characters, so many different levels, so much into this game. This is definitively the best 2D Sonic game they have ever made. It was also the introduction to my very favorite level and soundtrack of all time, Studiopolis. I love that soundtrack. That is why it's my favorite soundtrack by Sonic of all time. I love this song. And the level design is like the coolest level design Sonic has ever added into a Sonic game, in my opinion. With the introduction to Sonic Origins that has been announced, I'm hoping that Sonic still continues to make games like Sonic Mania, where they continually make 2D style Sonic games like this. This is the highest bar to meet Sega, so if you want to continue making great Sonic games, make more Sonic games like Sonic Mania. That is why this game is number 2 on my list. It is the best 2D Sonic game we will ever get. Before our number 1 spot, we've got a few honorable mentions. Sonic the Lost World. Don't play this game on Steam, because I played it on Steam and it didn't work well. I will say this had a lot of creative designs, and play it on the Wii U because it's the best version to play. Sonic and the Black Knight. I love the look of the sword with Sonic. I enjoyed the medieval storyline, and the controls were kind of janky, but it makes up for it with a cool design. Sonic Heroes. This game came out on the Nintendo GameCube. The controls were a little glitchy. I had fallen off the rails a bunch, but overall the game was really fun to enjoy, and I had a lot of fun playing it as a kid. Sonic Spinball. It's Sonic Pinball. It's exactly what you think it is. What's not to love? If you enjoy Sonic and you enjoy pinball, you're gonna love this game. Sonic 3D Blast. Might not be the most fast-paced Sonic game, but I had good memories of playing this on the PC as a kid, and I quite enjoyed it, so overall it's a pretty fun game. My number 1 pick is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, released on the Nintendo GameCube. This was the original Sonic Adventure's predecessor, and it is by far much better than the original game. This thing introduces Shadow, Rouge the Bat. You have so many new characters to play as, so much more lore into the franchise. This game has everything you could possibly ever want in a 3D Sonic adventure. This is the Sonic game I played the absolute most growing up as a kid. I played the original one a ton, but this one was the one I spent most of my time playing. I absolutely love the fact that you had Sonic in the very beginning bust out of the helicopter and use your board to grind through the city, and it was just such a cool thing to experience as a kid. I'd never seen Sonic like that before. Overall, this game is just has so much to offer for all you Sonic fans out there. It introduces one of my very favorite characters of the entire Sonic franchise, the Edgelord himself, Shadow the Hedgehog, using his famous Chaos Control with the Master Emeralds. I thought it was interesting having Tails have a different style of gameplay in this, using mechs instead of him flying around on his tails like normal. That was a pretty cool thing they added into the game. They even improved the Chow Garden in this game, making it where you could have dark Chows and light Chows depending on which character interacted with them. I thought that was a really cool touch that they added into the franchise. Overall, this is my #1 pick because it's my very favorite Sonic game. This game has so much nostalgia based on it for me, and I absolutely love this game, so that is why it is my #1 pick, and it probably always will be. Well, there you have it, folks. There is my top 10 favorite Sonic games of all time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe while you are here. Comment below what your favorite Sonic game is, and I can check out where it belongs on the list. And like I said, these are my opinions, so hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See you later. Bye.